Hi coaches, good afternoon. Coach DJ here. Thanks for joining today. Just wanted to put together a quick little video. Spend some time talking about a drill that I am pulling out of the backlog, if you will. It's been a while taking this one off the shelf, and I wanted to share a drill that I call the grit drill with you. And I also, super excited about today being a literal soccer festival in the college soccer world. Obviously, we've got the men's Division One tournament going on, as well as the women's uh, Division One tournament going on. The NCAA tournaments are always a super exciting time of year, and got some really good matchups that I'm hoping to at least see some highlights of at some point. But a lot of good matches. Hope you guys can all take some of that in. Super high quality soccer going on over there. But just to get started, we actually have this drill that I had put together a long time ago, but it's actually something that I call the grit drill, and it's really a 1v1 drill focused on literally teaching young players to earn the right to win the ball and then to switch gears and finish with composure. So 1v1 mode, two teams, you could split the team in half. It is a line drill, so I like to kind of caution coaches on that. Always with line drills, we want to keep the team engaged, so the opportunity to practice moving through a drill quickly is a good one to do that. Or another option is to literally just split the team in half and do it if you've got the numbers to have two of these going on at the same time. The players get super excited about it, but essentially you just need the one ball. Coach will be, if you have the team balls, all together, you can, use one ball at a time and, have the ability to keep it rolling. But again, it's, one or two small pop-up goals, depending upon what style you want to play. You can have one goal in the middle, two goals, to be using. Either way works just fine. And then to iterate, to make it a little bit more difficult, you could switch to using small cones as the goals. So you can make really tiny goals with two cones each, or you can just have one, whatever you want to do there. But it's super exciting. But the setup really is just a kind of a small area. 20 by 20 yards really works fine. Even bigger is fine. The players tend to want to keep playing one-on-one. So the larger the area, the more difficult it might be to, call the rep finished. At the youth ages, they can be, excited to keep going. So I would try to limit that to be a little bit smaller. But essentially you need the coach and two lines of players on one end of the area, and then one or two pop-up goals or cones, as I said, on the opposite end. It's a directional play from the beginning to the end and one side to the other. And essentially the coach plays the ball evenly down the center with the two lines of players on each side, and 1v1 when the coach yells out play or go or whatever you want to be saying, the two players will race out and be on opposite teams from each other, and they're racing to try and win the ball. They want to gain possession of that ball and then quick touches to move into position and finish with a shot on goal. It's got to be an accurate shot because these goals are going to be smaller. So as well, I try to set this up right in front of, if you're on a field near the main goal, the big large goal on the field, because if they're missing the goal and we're shooting, sometimes the goal can actually kind of be like a little backstop for you to prevent the kids from having to run and run and run to go get the balls. But again, it's essentially this area where you're trying to have two players, aggressively try to win the ball. Sometimes it's a slow roller, sometimes it has a little bit more velocity, but essentially the players are trying to run out, grab the ball, get control of the ball from the other player, and then directionally, depending upon what happens, can make a shot on goal. And you could set this up however you want in terms of scoring. You want to do, I've done teams play against each other and the number of goals on each team after, going through everybody one or two times, that's the final score. I've done single elimination where it's literally a play down where, player one wins, player two is out, and you whittle it down to try and see who's the champion. I've done, everyone picks a country, all that kind of stuff. So as any drill with youth soccer, we want to be mindful of guided questions, right? So the intention of this is to identify and get the players thinking at the same time. So what does winning the ball require? What is the best way to position yourself against your opponent? How can you accelerate and decelerate quicker, right? So you get them thinking about using their body to race to the ball and, slow down, or, how do they control their body, get them aware of acceleration and deceleration as required. And then, what must we do to ensure a quality shot on goal if we win that ball? So just some things to get the players thinking about. I like to kind of have these in my back pocket to kind of cue the players and get them thinking during the drill.
Yes, it's got to be good technique, absolutely.
And of course, the objectives of the drill, as we always want to list out and make sure we understand. In this drill, in this activity, we are working on accelerating to the ball and controlling your body to put yourself in a position to win the ball. It's a skill that they don't even know that they're developing, and they don't even realize they're doing this generally in soccer, and how important this is to be able to control your body and accelerate. We've worked on passing and being open to receive a pass and continuously following your pass and getting to open space. But teaching them to accelerate to that space and surprise the opponent and move with quick, acceleration. This is the kind of drill that, helps them to understand what that is like. Secondly, we're exposing players to contact with another player. At the youth ages, a lot of times it just kind of starts to happen and they don't even realize, oh my goodness, this actually is a pretty tough game. So it's a good drill to continue working on that, getting them comfortable coming in, side to side contact with another player. Very important. So we're constantly trying to ensure the players understand what is legal to do and what is illegal to do. So we're also trying to develop the ability to drop a shoulder and get lower than your opponent to get that position advantage, so that you're forcing your body in front of your opponent to get between them and the ball. At this level, it's actually pretty funny. They get going and get excited about, like, how low can you get if you explain it well enough. We've had players that are literally just down on their knees trying to get lower than their opponent. It can be really funny, so enjoy that. But let it ride. Let them go after the ball, and they learn to become a little bit more gritty after this one. So the fourth objective really is exposure to aggression, right? Quickly transitioning to composure after being very aggressive, to be able to slow yourself down, compose yourself, be still mindful and thinking and creative, to be able to
It
dribble
might
into
be,
space and dribble to
I can get a
a
sausage.
safe place
It might
to
be,
get a
have I got,
shot,
I've got a choice there, I've got a
and
choice
then
there.
deliver
That's the
that
best
with
choice I'm gonna
accuracy.
play. It might
Sometimes,
be,
you know, even with the small cones
double.
set up,
It
it
might be, I
becomes
want
way
it.
more
Yeah. It might be, oh, there,
difficult
play there.
because you'll see
So,
them really fight for the
a lot of
ball,
this
they'll win it, and
mentality
then they'll
is
drill it
teaching
into
players
space,
to play one
and
touch.
the
It's teaching
cone is
them to
like
think one
1 foot
touch,
wide.
and
The goal is
look
tiny,
away
and
from
then
the
they're
ball
like, "There's no way."
what happens
It's
next.
very, very funny
Now, the other
sometimes.
thing
So
is, I
I
use
enjoy that.
one touch
But
as the weapon
some
to
additional
start
coaching
the game
tips on this one.
until you get to the point
First,
where, as they're playing, you'll see them
teach
when they stand
them
in the field,
proper contact
say
rules,
free play,
right? As we
and
all
it's easy
know,
to make the right decision because they
the
don't
rules
know
of
what's going on.
shoulder to
So,
shoulder contact. If you get your hands out and your arms extended, um, and then you actually push the other player, it is a foul.
and you know,
But if you're shoulder to shoulder and it's a clean, you know, clean contact, there's no foul. This is a
now
great
again,
opportunity to
this
point
one
that out and explain it to them.
is passing. We're working with the middle
Secondly,
player. We want to
some
get
players are definitely going to be faster
and we're looking
than
for
others.
him
We
to
all know
try
that
and defend it.
there are different
So
levels
often
of
as not, you're gonna try and get
speed
away from
on
the ball,
every
not go
team,
towards it
and you
again.
know who your players
Go
are
with
that
it.
will
And if you
be slower or
like
faster.
come to my next field session
So as a
and see
coach, you know, you have the
what it's
opportunity
about
to,
more than
you know, kind of even the playing field by, you know, giving some of the
and
slower
then
players a slight advantage. You can randomly be doing that.
silly.
And if you know
You just need
you
a bit
have
further.
the passes that are
It's
going
silly
out
looking at
start to
it.
get a little wonky and
Right.
start to get a little
Two
random,
against one. Philip, you're in the
the
middle.
players
Go
might not even realize that the slower players or the
Martin,
faster
right.
players are either being given
Take
a
turns.
slight
I just
advantage or
want you on
disadvantage. They
outside.
kind of feel like,
I'll
oh,
get
it is what it
everybody together.
is,
I've normally
and
played
I'm
against
unlucky or I'm lucky this
bring
time.
everyone together this time.
Um,
So you're trying to get possession.
but the idea is to
These two are trying
try to get the players to arrive
You're
at the
working with the
ball
outside player.
at a similar time
All it is,
so that
right? Keep
they
moving.
can
So
practice
you're
the
always
intent of
moving
the
away
drill.
from these two. You two.
Thirdly,
These
again,
two
it's a
win it.
line
You've
drill.
got two touches
To
for
try
you.
to alert for coaches that you,
Players on the
you have
outside,
to
two
move through
touches.
this one
Well done.
quickly or it will become,
But I want you to keep checking
you know, kind of
where
like
they
a
are.
time waster
Where your
for a
teammates
good,
are,
you know,
and
the
where the
players.
defenders are, and see if you can get free. Ready, go. We're off.
Fourth, we want to
We're
guide
off.
players to lower
Hold it, stand
contact
still.
side shoulder
Stand still.
and get that shoulder lower and aim to be lower than your
Yeah.
shoulder's opponent. And lastly, after
Streamline.
they win the ball, those
Streamline.
first few touches must be very accurate. And this is an intention to,
What do you think?
once you win the ball and your body's in position to start making those first few touches, owning the ball,
If you come there,
the focus on pushing the ball and those first two dribbling touches into a safer space is something that's really important to work on. So once they get that down, they'll start to push the ball away into a space where they can free up or cross over their opponent and, you know, really win the ball for the shot. So I just wanted to cover those things. It's a super fun drill. You know, I actually love doing that drill because it is, you know, it's definitely one of the fun things to do. What do we have? So the men's tournament is coming up, right? So today's round one. We've got San Diego against California Baptist, 10 p.m. Eastern. Also on the 16th, we've got Missouri State and Omaha. Then we've got Charlotte against High Point. And Boston University takes on the defending champion Syracuse Orange. I'm super excited for that game. Syracuse being my alma mater, very excited to see them do well. Denver against LIU. Oregon versus Seattle. We've got Bryant and Yale, and then Memphis and SIUE. Good matchups there. On the women's side, let's see what we've got. We've got let's see, BYU, number first seed against Southern California. Then we've got Michigan State and Harvard.
So let's get another
Harvard had a
attacker in.
good game against Maine.
Can you come over as a defender?
And
So the first
then
thing,
North Carolina against Alabama. That starts tomorrow.
we need another defender.
Also tomorrow, the 17th, we've got Princeton and Texas Tech.
Right,
Pittsburgh
so 3v2 now.
faces off against
you can make it
Arkansas. Notre Dame against Memphis.
You ready?
Texas against Wisconsin. And then we've got the Texas A&M going against the #1 seed Florida State. Super excited for these games. Hopefully we get to see some replays or at least some highlights. We'll see how it goes. All right, that's all I had for today, guys. Really just wanted to try and catch up and, say hello, share that drill that we intend to work on. I'm actually doing that with a U14 team tonight, and see if we can get some footage of that in some way. I'm not sure if that's going to work, but we'll try, and hopefully we'll have some fun watching the results of that. If not, see you next time. Hope you have a great day. Coach DJ out.